Namaskar, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will show you Marksheet tabulations using some Excel features and functions. We can do it very fast and easily, and these Excel features and functions are basic features and functions which we need for our regular official work as well. For this I have collected 80 students marks. Those are hypothetical records. Uh, so let us see that and let us learn how to use some features and function of Excel to do the Marksheet tabulations very easily in few minutes. Stay tuned. So you can see the Excel sheet where few students' names, class roll number, names, and few marks are entered. We shall do the calculations here. So let us see how to do. I have already entered the marks and students' name. And I have done some formatting like some borders and means some shadings inside those cells. Few I am also showing you. But before that, let's see that there are 80 students in my worksheet, and I'll be doing calculation for one student and using formula copy. In few minutes, all the students' marks will be calculated very fast and very easily. So just let us see. This is roll number, the record of students named Nandini Jain, roll number 1. And let's see where is the record of student whose roll number 80. And for that, if the Excel table is very large in size, uh, you don't need to navigate by using your mouse and scrolling down. You just can jump to the last row of the table by pressing Control down arrow key, and you can jump to the last cell, last row of the table. So using Control and different arrow keys, you can navigate to the Excel table. So if I if I want to come back to the first row of the Excel table, I press Control up arrow key. So I can see the serial number 80, roll number 80, class roll number, for example. These are all hypothetical records, and the student name, for example, Devanti Ghodas, and these in this way all the students' records are entered. And if I want to go back to the first row of the table, I press Control up arrow key and I reach to the first row of the table. But before that, there is an empty row I have kept just to do little bit formatting, as we are not understanding what are these fields related to, what are these total here, again here some total written. So let me just explain to you. These are the students' details like roll number, name and all. This total is related to their class attendance for the whole semester. These fields are related to their internal marks, and these two cell like L2 and LM2, this is related to their end semester examination marks. This blank part will be using for entering the calculated marks, and this is the final semester end examination marks. I mean, after including internal and semester end marks, and accordingly do the calculations. As we proceed, I will tell you how we are going to uh, do the calculations. So here, for just to make things easy to interpret, to visualize, I just want to label these three fields or three headings of the table as students details. So for that, uh, in the above of this particular heading, uh, what I do, the blank empty cells A1, B1 and C1, I am just using it for labeling at students details. So for that, I just use the margin center option, which is present in home tab. In home tab, on the ribbon in the center, margin center option is there. If I click it, then if I type something, then that content will come spreading to the cell A1, B1 and C1, and it will come in the center. I can change the alignment also in the left and right and whatever position I want. So here I am just writing students details. Next, I choose these two cell D1, U1, going for margin center, and I am labeling it as cumulative attendance, for example. So here, since I am mentioning your cumulative attendance, so here this word total I am removing, and this is the total attendance was counted out of 13, means in the whole semester there were 13 classes. And if I keep it as number, I can use it in my formula. But if there will be any text, I cannot use it in my formula. So I'll be using it in my formula. And all these headings will be used for calculating the internal marks for the whole semester. Uh, but it is coming in cell number F1 it's only. So before typing, I should go for margin center. So I select all of them together, home tab, margin center, then I write internal marks details, details, DTILs. Sorry, there is a spelling mistake. Then L1 and M1 I select, and then this is final or end semester. Sorry, before that I should go for margin center, end semester, and this is already written semester final 100. The final score will be calculating combining internal and end semester marks. So let's go for the calculations now. So for this margin centering and labeling is done, I can go for some formatting also. I can select all of them. I can give some shadings if I want, and I can make it bold, change the font, and I can change the color also. I can even give the borders around it. If I select from here, this border, thin border is going to come. But if you want just the thickness to change, go for these more borders. And then you choose the thickness and click on all the sides. It will be coming with bold appearance. So my formatting is done, and in this way, other cells can be also formatted. Now I go for the calculations. For doing the calculations in attendance, I place my cell pointer on cell number E3. That means I'm going to calculate the attendance of Nandini Jain that out of 13, if she attended 8 classes, so out of 10 how much it will be, because you can see in internal marks details I have to enter attendance out of 10. So this part I'll be calculating, and I'll be, after copying this part, I'll be pasting it here for the calculations. So let's do that. And when we do the calculations, that out of 13, if it is 8, then out of 10 how much it will be. So it will give me some decimal values also. Let's see. So let us do it for Nandini Jain, and then we copy that formula to get the values for other students. We uh, will not we will not do for individual students the calculations, or we will not write the formula for all the students. We just copy the formula, and it will take a minute to do the calculations for all 80 students. So let us just see how to go about it. So I placed my cell pointer in cell number E3. That means where I'm going to do it for the Nandini Jain's attendance calculations out of 10. So after this, the first thing I have to do, that is I have to press equal sign. Any formula, any Excel function I want to use, I have to start off with equal sign. So we have to just remember, any Excel formula, Excel function is followed by equal sign. So this is must. Then here I am not using any Excel function. I am just using Excel formula, that is that out of 13 it is 8. So 8 by 13, and then I'll be converting into 10, so multiplied with 10. So that I'll be doing. So I'm just not going to use the number, I just use the cell address. In place of writing 8 by 13 multiplied by 10, in place of writing this, what I do, I will be using the cell addresses, because if I use cell addresses, then copy formula is possible. Otherwise, copying the formula is not going to give you the correct result. So here I start up with equal sign. Then in place of typing 8, I click the cell. And what I can see it is showing D3. D3 is the cell location, cell address, or cell reference. Sophistically, we use this term cell reference. So cell reference is shown D3. This way of representing the cell reference we call is relative cell referencing. Relative means that if we change the locations, means when we copy the formula, as the rows and columns will be changing, then the row and column name will be automatically changed. So this way of representation we call relative cell referencing. So here we go for relative cell referencing. Then we use the symbol, division symbol slash, and then we can type 13 because that is fixed for everyone. But here also we can use cell addresses, cell referencing, but we have to use it after freezing it. So how to go about it? Like here, if I click this particular cell, it is coming the same way, D2. This is relative cell referencing, but after calculations of Nandini Jain's attendance, when I copy this for Anushka, Ritika, Pankuri and all, then I will find that this particular D2 is changing to D3, D4 because the representation style is the relative cell referencing. So we have to freeze it. So if I want to freeze it, after selecting this D2, then we press the function key F4, and we find that $D$2 is coming. If you are not comfortable to click the particular cell D2 and press the function key F4, Then you can even type $D $2. What is the advantage actually? Suppose this 13 is changed to 15, so I don't have to do it for all. I can just uh, change this value 13 to 15, automatically my result will be changing. So in this formula, I have used in the first case the relative cell referencing, and after slash this is the absolute cell referencing. This is the way of representing the cell in, if I want to freeze the value $D $2. So for that I selected the cell. Again I am telling you, I selected the cell and I have pressed the function key F4. Then I have to calculate out of 10 how much it will be. So multiplication symbol and 10. If you want to put this part in brackets, you place the round brackets, then multiply it with 10. In the formula bar also the formula is showing. So after that, yeah, we can press enter key and we can see the values are coming, but it is coming with decimal points, and after point there are so many digits. And if I want to get it for roll number 2, roll number 3, the uh, next students, so what I do, I click that particular cell where the formula is given, and then I click that cell, and on the right bottom corner I bring my mouse pointer. So my mouse pointer will change from thick fat plus to the black thin plus like this. And if I drag it, we can easily get the students attendance. I don't have to calculate anymore, but after point there are so many digits, so if anyone wants to round it off, or if anyone wants to truncate the decimal part, how to do it, that I am also showing to you. So if you want to do the rounding off, according to the maths, the rounding up means 6.15 will change to 6 only, but 6.9 will be converted to 7. So after 6.5 onwards, it will be converted to 7. But if it is below 6.5, like 6.4, 6.3, 6.2, it will remain 6. So that is the rounding as per the mathematics. So if you want to do that round, so you have to use the round formula along with this formula. So for that, I undo the last steps and I go to the first students, this calculated cumulative attendance marks in that cell, and here I use the Excel function round, and here I give the bracket, because in Excel function always have some always have this parenthesis. Under that you have to mention the parameters, and as I written round and I have opened the back bracket, the hints are coming. That means it is showing what are the parameters I have to enter. So the number I'm going to get using this formula, which I have already seen, and then a comma and number of digits. Now, if you want a whole number, rounded off whole number, then you should type 0. If you want after decimal point 1 digit, you give after comma 1. If you want 2 digits, give 2, like that, and then close the bracket. I have given 0 here to get the whole number. So I will be seeing the first students, that 6.19, that will be 6, but next students Anushka Rai's attendance will be converted to 7, and like so on. So I press enter and I can get the result. This is the formula in the formula bar. You can see that. And now if I want to get it for other students, I select this particular cell and go to the right bottom corner of the cell pointer. I get this cell pointer save as plus black thin and drag it, or double click also will work, and I will get the result. These are rounded off value of this attendance. That means out of 13 how much? So out of 13, if it is 8, then out of 10, it is 6. Out of 13, if it is 9. So, and the most important thing, since I have used here this cell addresses, if I change this value 13 to 15, automatically this result will be changed. I don't have to again go to this formula and type this part. It is automatically going to come. And one interesting thing I will show you, this D in the first cell, the D3 and D2 is coming. This part is freezed. And if I enter key and go to the next cell, you see the relative, because of relative cell referencing representation, D3 became D4, but this remained fixed. If I go to the next cell, D4 became D5, but next cell become remains same. This is because it is freezed. And here another thing I will be showing you, that suppose it is not out of 13, suppose it is out of 15. So then if I change this 15, so automatically these values are changed. I don't have to do anything. So this is the means utility of using the cell reference or cell addresses, just not for copying the formula. Whenever you do the changes in the source value, automatically in the final calculated value, the changes will be coming. We don't have to do any manual editing or any extra calculation, any extra work actually. So that's it. But since I have considered this is out of 13, let it be out of 13. So this is done, and here I have rounded it off. But those who want that it will not be rounded off, only the integer value to be taken, and after decimal whatever digits are coming, that has to be truncated or cut out. So then in place of round, you can use a particular function called floor. You can use floor, and then in floor also, because it's an Excel function, so you have to use the parenthesis, that is round bracket, and then the parameters. So number part is fine, which we are getting from this formula, but this significance, here we have to mention here 1 and enter. So then this was 6.19, so it is 6, but this became, after rounding up, it became 7, but actually it was 6 point something. So if you truncate the decimal part, the second student's attendance will be also 6. So if you want to do that, if you want to just truncate or cut out the decimal part, then what you do, you click this cell and you write this formula not with the round but the floor function, and then drag them. You see the values are coming like this, 677. It is changed actually. So this is the floor function. If you want to discard the decimal points and only want to keep the integer part, and this is the formula. Now we shall copy and paste the attendance over here, but since I am planning to do the rounding off, so then I just do the I just go for the undo, means Control Z, and uh, I just want the round part only, so Control Z. So this is my rounding of values, okay, for all the students' attendance. Now I'll be taking these values over here. Out of 10, how much? So I have selected it. I have copied it also. If I want to copy it by selecting very first, I click this cell, then Control Shift up down arrow key. Then the whole uh, columns in that particular table, not the whole sheet. Only that part of the table will be selected. and I go for copy by Control C or right click copy. And now here if I paste it, because it's a formula, then it will give some peculiar values. So what I do, I'll go here, I'll place my mouse pointer, right click, paste special, I click, and then I go for values. Do not go for Control V or all. Okay, here you don't go for paste, Control V, right click, then go for paste spatial and select the values. Then only the value is going to come appear. So I have now assignment marks in 5, another assignment marks in 5, attendance 10, and then class test 20, and then the total marks I have to calculate out of 40. So 20, 10, 5, 5 gives you 40. So here we'll be adding it. So we can do it by typing equal sign and select the cell and give plus sign. But Excel has auto sum feature under home in the corner of the ribbon. Auto sum, average, count, max, mean, all functions present. Or we can click the formula tab, and here also auto sum features auto sum. This option is there. Under that, if I click this arrow, I can see the frequently used function. If I want some more functions, like I need standard deviation or mean median mode, I click this particular more function options. I can just find out that mm, what function I need, like standard deviation or something else, I can type and get it. So right now I need the sum. So I bring my mouse pointer here, go for auto sum, and then click on sum. And automatically Excel is selecting from D3 to I3, but I don't need D3 to I3, I need F3. So I do not press enter key. Either I by typing I change, or I just click this part F3 and then drag it till I3. So automatically it will be changed. I don't have to type, and I press enter key. I get the result 27, and it is 27 out of 40. Now for other students, I don't need to like calculate individually. I just click the bottom right corner of the cell pointer, that is the fill handle, and just drag it like this. And one thing I can do, after doing these two cells, I can together also uh, copy. So I will do that. Okay. So this is 25, because there is no point values. So I am getting the whole number. Here I'm getting the whole number, but I just want to show you that if you get here some point values, how to get the ceiling value of that. Ceiling means the highest value of that particular number, not that truncated part means floor value. So for that, just let me do one change here. In cumulative attendance, in place of rounding up to the whole number, I am keeping 2 digits. So this is my value, and now I copy paste, like copy, and directly I will not paste. Click on it, right click, paste spatial values. So in all the cells, these point values are coming, and accordingly I can see my total internal total marks are coming like this with points. But finally I need the rounded up value, or not the truncated values, like just the integer part and decimal point will not consider. We do not want that students will get less marks. So this point part we also consider, and we don't round it off. We do what? We will take the ceiling value, like after 27 if we find any decimal values, then we convert it, whatever the value, we convert it to the higher number, like 27 will become 28. 33.9, if you round off, it will become 34. And but ceiling value also will be the next number, that is 34. So similarly, we'll be going. Uh, um, so for that ceiling calculations, what we can do, we could do it over here only. Here only we can use this ceiling function. Or since I have kept another column for calculating the ceiling value, so let us do there only. So let us first copy the formula. Just by double clicking also you can generate, not by dragging. So you see it is coming, and now here equal symbol, the function name is ceiling, and then bracket open. You see I have to give the number, so this is the number, comma significance is 1, bracket close, enter, and then I have to copy the formula. So I just go to the fill handle of that active cell pointer and I drag it or double click it, it is going to come. Now I can see my internal is done in few minutes. Similarly, in end semester, if students have achieved this marks out of 100, so what will be the value out of 60, because the final score will be calculated taking internal 40 marks and end semester 60 marks. So for that, what we do, this part also will be doing it equal to this value. Since here total word is written, so that's why I just cannot use the cell address. I have to type 100. But if I type over here only 100, I can use the same process of freezing the value and cell addresses, which I have done it for cumulative attendance. So let us here just do it by typing. The same result is going to come. And you can put them in bracket also if you want. Out of 60, how much? So this will give you the result, and it is coming in point. So we don't want the point value, we don't want the round up value, we want the ceiling value. So here we use the ceiling, we start the round bracket. That means the whole thing has to be within parentheses as per Excel function structure. So after ceiling bracket open, the number part is going to come from here, and then I give comma, and the significance I type 1, bracket close, enter, and I get this value, and I will be getting the result for all. And now the semester final out of 100 means this 60 and this 40. So this is very easy to do, equal sign. Anybody can type this cell plus this cell, or you can use sum function also. You can do this way, or those who are interested to using sum function, they can go for this auto sum. But here I select K3, and since there is a discontinuation K3 and then M3, so I type comma. So if there is a continuity, I click and drag, and in between colon symbol comes. But if there is a discontinuity, then the comma symbol to be used, and this, enter. So if we use some Excel function for doing the calculations, if there is any text value, then automatically the some result will come. Otherwise, some error message may be shown. So anyways, I have shown you how to use this function if there is a continuity, if there is a discontinuity in the cell, what symbol you should use. And I have used sum, round, then ceiling, all these functions I have used. Now, if I have to just do some average calculations, average marks in the class, and if I want the highest marks, so average, then highest marks, highest. If I also want to know the minimum value, and if I want the standard deviation, means if I want to see whether the students are getting the marks near to the average or their marks are in the some of the students marks are very low and some of the students are very high, that I can get an idea from the standard deviation. If the standard deviation value is very small, then I can interpret that the students of that particular class have scored uh, near, means near to average marks of the class. But if the standard deviation is very high, then I have to conclude that some students got very less marks, some students got very high marks. They are not near to the average marks actually. So standard deviation also I can show you standard deviation. And finally, I also can see here if I just calculate the median, means the mid value means out of 100, it will be always 50. But if I calculate the mode, means if I want to see whether there are any marks which are frequently coming, means same marks are achieved by many students. So from mode value we can easily find out. Otherwise we will not get any mode value. So these are the statistical basic formulas which we can calculate using Excel functions very easily. So for average, again I go for auto sum under home tab, or you can go to formula, auto sum, the average. I select average and I select the cell starting from this first cell till cell number N82, the last student's marks. And if I type enter, it is coming in decimal values. If you want to round it off or get the floor or ceiling value, you can easily do. Similarly, highest, I can go for max. And again, I have to do the selection. And then I get the highest is 99. And if I want to see the anyone go, I mean the minimum marks, minimum score achieved by any student, what is the minimum marks actually? So that I also can do from here. I should select the right cells like students semester final marks out of 100, from Nandini to the Devaroti marks. Enter. So you just see the formula for average is N3 to N82. Next one is also N3 to N82. So the this range should be must be same for all. Okay, we can copy it and we can use it in my formula also. If I don't want to drag it again and again, I can just copy it and use it for in my other formula, because the cell range will be same for all. Now for standard deviation, we do not get anything in auto sum. Uh, in auto sum, we will not get it. And if you do not remember any functions, we can look for those functions here, and we can click it, and we can find the definitions also, that this particular function is actually a financial function, so it calculates some interest and all. So like that, we can just find out whether any function for standard deviation is available or not. I'm just canceling it. But in this way, searching is very difficult and tedious. So there is another way. You go for either more function or insert function, anything, and then you will type standard deviation. So as I typed this particular function, so here I get few Excel functions, and this particular function is also estimate standard deviations, but here it is on some database. So in this way I have to find out which one is suitable. So let's see this one. This is the standard deviation based on a sample. Okay, this particular table has some values. It's a sample, it's not a database. So, and in database also, you can see I need some fields, some criteria and all. So here I just use the cell range, like I have used like for sum and standard, average and highest. So I go for this, and as I go for this, it is showing the cell ranges. So although it is headed, the labeling is number one, but in this number one I can have cells included for, see how many, 1 to 255. Okay, so now in number one I can have select some cell ranges from 1 to 255. Similarly, I can have more also. So I guess I have only one label is enough, because I have only 80 values, 80 students records. So I select this portion. If I would have copied it, I can just paste over there only by pressing Ctrl V, N3 to N82. So in between the colon symbol is coming, and I do OK, and I get that the value 9.46. So here I can see 9.46 standard deviation means it's not very low value, it's a quite high value. So I can see highest is 99, average is 81. So it's not the students are the most of money. I mean, all the students have achieved the scores near 81, 82, or 85. Some students got very high value, and some students got very low value. You can see 51 also. So there is a difference. So range is high, that's why standard deviation is high. Let me see whether I have any value repeated, means few students got same marks or not. If there is no repetition, mode will not give you any result. So I go for mode, because mode is not present in my auto sum. So I type mode and go for OK, and then I can see mode function, OK, and I have to give the again that cell range, that is from here to here, and OK. So mode value is 90. That means if we actually navigate this particular students, this mark sheet, we will find there are few students who got 90. So that is the mode value. And along with that, I am um, ending the today's video. But before that, the last thing I'll show you, that is if you want to like see whether any students got above 90 and you want to mark it in some color, or somebody's mark who is below 40 means fail marks. Okay, because here actually I do not have any value like that. Below for minimum marks is 51, so below 40 I do not have. So I am just showing you uh, for below say 60 and um, above 90. Okay, this marks how I like highlight it. Like sometime we need to highlight the those marks where I find the students failed in that subjects like below 40, that way. So I have to highlight it in red color, so that we can do it using conditional formatting, which comes under home tab. So I go to home, and there is an option, you can see conditional formatting. There are a lot of ways to do highlighting. I'll go for the simple one. So for that I select this particular cell, particular column N. I click the on N, the whole column will be selected, or I can select only this portion, only this part, and then I go for only this marks part. I go select, and then I go for conditional formatting under home and highlight cell rules. Okay, for less than, because I do not have 40 below 40, so I'm taking for 60, below 60, sorry, below 60, less than, below 60. So I'll be filling it up with red color. Okay, for this by default, this color means red fill with dark red text. That format is available. Few means already available formatting is available. Otherwise, I can go for custom formatting. I can change the font color from here, or I can give some fill color also, red color, for highlighting to visualize it mm, in a better way. So there is only one student who got below 60, that is 51. Let's see for higher values, say for 90 above, I want to color it in green. Let me see how many. So again, I go to home tab, conditional formatting, and go for greater than, and then I can go for green color, or here I can also find, oh, there are a lot many I guess, or I can just go for custom format and do my formatting in my own style with fill color, or by border or font color. I am going for fill color. Okay, so there are many students. Okay, there are many students who got above 90. One second, what I think I have given, um, not above, I have given some. These colors are cannot be removed easily. So I have to just go for conditional formatting, clear rules, clear from selected cell I have to choose. So then only it will be removed. So I again go for conditional formatting, higher values greater than 75. That's why though so many values were highlighted. I want 90, above 90, and I want to give it in green color. So it is coming finally. Um, so in this way, I can highlight some values with conditional formatting. If you have any query, you can put me in a comment. I will try to make another video with conditional formatting and other features. Today, we conclude this YouTube video. um, and we meet next video. Thank you so much for watching.